Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is not your normal format, I know. But we're currently trying to do this FOMC live stream and it just doesn't look like it's going to be working very, very well. Live chat, are you with me? Are you in here, ladies and gentlemen? I don't know if it's going to be sending out the notifications for you, but we got to do it in this different format, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, here we go. Here we go. The Don is here. Yes, wonderful, 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 wonderful. All right then, ladies and gentlemen, something a little bit more smoother. All right, listen, this is how we're going to do things, all right? We're going to try and see how long this can actually work, all right? If it works, happy days. If it doesn't, I'm so sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I do truly apologize that I've got this second-hand internet that's working on this dog shit thing here. I'm so sorry. I'm just very, very frustrated with it all, okay? And I just want to give you a bit of a breakdown on what's going on. You can't see no charts, ladies and gentlemen, so I am going to try and keep this one to the best of my ability, okay? So what we're seeing here, ladies and gents, is the FOMC, they're still talking about the same old story about unemployment rate being low. I'm looking at the wrong camera. And of course, labor market conditions. I'm looking at the wrong flipping camera. There's no charts. I know, there's no charts. There is no charts. There is no charts. There isn't any charts. Listen, you guys have got the charts, okay? All right. So all I'm going to do right now is I'm going to give you this, ladies and gentlemen, okay? I'm going to give you a little bit of a breakdown on how you can approach this evening, all right? It's FOMC stress. You're damn right it's FOMC stress. Let me just break it down for you like this. No rate cuts, okay? What you have to look for with Powell speaking, and if any of you, how many of you are actually going to be considering trading? I need to know, all right? Can you please let me know if any of you are going to be trading? Type 1 for your trading. Type 2 if you are not. Platinum members, you know the deal with this, okay? And if it's any consolation, there is a discount code that expires tomorrow, okay? Expires at the end of the month for 20% off the Platinum membership. That's in the description of this, whether you decide to or not take advantage of that. Take advantage, it's 20% off and the discount code is all-time high. But park that aside for a minute, okay? If you're all going to be trading, I strongly recommend that you do not trade the first 25 minutes of the live. Don't trade the first 25 minutes of the actual FOMC press conference. Why? Because all the news anchors that are coming out with the relevant and important questions that are aimed for market participants, they're going to be told first. Wall Street Journal, Bloomberg, CNBC, all the top heavyweights, Financial Times. Once they start talking about agriculture and they start asking questions that are absolutely irrelevant, and Powell starts taking sips of water and coughing and start licking his lips and all of that madness, that's when you can start trading, okay? We know the Fed is going to keep things as they are. I'm just going to quickly have a look at where the rates are in terms of the bets on where we are with that. And it seems as though September rate cuts, based off the statement, well. Based off the statement, ladies and gentlemen, okay, the bets have now changed to 63.1%. So they think the rates are going to come into play at 4.25%, 63.1%. That's just changed, okay? Now, the bets for 4.25, 4.5% are still coming in at 36.2. This is important. Now, listen to me. First 25 minutes, avoid trading, okay? Let them mark the ranges. Powell is going to burp. He's going to say something that's going to move the markets. What I want you guys to be very mindful of is Bitcoin is more than likely going to be last to move, okay? You'll see NASDAQ moving aggressively. You'll see everybody moving aggressively. But ultimately, what you've got to be careful of is pay attention to how the euro and the dollar dominance is going to move. Because the euro is such a liquid asset, usually it moves fast, but sometimes it can move slow. But during these times, if euro moves aggressively in either direction, okay, if it's down, it's good for dollar, stocks are up. And the reason stocks are up on the dollar being up is because dollar power, purchasing power, is getting close to appreciation. So investors now are going to try and take advantage of a rising dollar. So it makes sense that they buy stock. And when they buy stock, it means the value of their dollar is increasing. But we're not at appreciation just yet. Okay? Tino, have a look at copper. I can look at copper right now for you. Okay, copper. Holy shock. That's good news. It's good news that copper takes a nosedive. It rose on the tariffs, but now it's taking a nosedive. And when copper rises, it usually gives people the idea that investors are turning to commodities because they fear something's changing. All you've got to look at is the copper gold ratio. When that's going up, it could suggest that there is a problem. But copper now has just taken a nosedive to 4.77. And it is absolutely wonderful that they've actually done that, because it effectively solidifies the idea that maybe investors are okay with the fact that the Fed isn't going to be cutting anytime soon, or to the depth that they want it to be cut at. Yeah, copper's just taken a nosedive. If I just actually show you what copper is doing right now, ladies and gentlemen, let me just flip this bad boy over. Here we go. Look at that. What an absolute shock that is. Unbelievable. Look at that. That is disgusting. Quickly going over on a couple of other assets itself. Quickly go over to Bitcoin. Have a look at that. I mean, look, man, look. This is how good it was. I had everything prepared for you. Look at that. The actual ETF balance at 738,000. What an absolute storm. JP Morgan coming out with a partnership with Coinbase. How cool is that? And then the White House pulling back on the report that they're going to be mentioning how much Bitcoin they're going to be picking up. But they haven't said anything. But the good news is that you see this chart right here. That chart right there is where it gets very interesting. Why? Because we're now going into buying levels, ladies and gentlemen. That's a buying zone, because when it's negative, it means institutional investors are buying off the retail sellers. Okay, quickly going over into the order flow. Look, volume is dead. There's nothing happening. No one's stepping in. But over here, there has been a bag of orders. 41 million that has been transacted inside of that range right there, ladies and gents. And you can't do nothing about it. There is interest in this range. And if I just quickly bring this over to you, this is the high block. Let me just draw your attention to it. Look at this. You see that zone? It's a huge area of support, 117,352. They lose that, ladies and gentlemen. Quite frankly, Bitcoin's going to go to the bin, okay? Bitcoin will go to the bin if they lose 117,382. So that's the issue that we've got right there, okay? Cool. This format is cool. Trump said it live for 20 minutes ago that he heard the rate cut is going to be in September. He's not thinking they cut today, and was mad that England have already cut 9 times. Euro has cut 9 times. Yeah. And wants Powell to do the same, saying he's late. Powell will not cut. He will not cut because, listen, right? Next week, what do you have? Next week, you have CPI. Let me just pull that up for you. CPI, no, not next week, sorry, not next week, forgive me, that will be on the 18th, there we go, sorry. Okay, so core CPI data on the 14th of August, okay, and before, what is going on, why has that happened? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so stressed out. I am so stressed out, you know, Tino OnlyFans, there's no time for OnlyFans, there's no fans. You know what? We're going on the move, man. We're going to do this. We're going to do this on the move. All right? Chill there, ladies and gentlemen. We are on the move. Actually, no, we're not on the move. Forget it. We're going to stay here. We're going to try and stay. I'm just concerned about the internet connection. You know what, ladies and gentlemen? For what it's worth, okay? All you've got to wait for is the first 25 minutes on Bitcoin. I'm now going to be doing an update to the Platinum members on where I expect price to end up based on what Powell is going to be saying. I can't do this to you guys, man. Just sat here, just looking at me talking shit to you, okay, when we're actually looking to hear what Powell has to say and navigating the charts. I do want to truly apologize to you all sincerely from the bottom of my heart. This is not how I had this planned. I got everything set for this live stream, but I'm just going to be frank with you all. I'm going to go over to Platinum membership and I'm going to get an update out to give them price projection on what I expect from the marketplace from now going into this evening, okay? If you want to take part in that, just head over to the discount code in the description of this live stream and you can get 20% off. That it's going to be a recorded video. I know I can give something out to the guys. Unfortunately, I can't do anything here without giving you guys charts. But all I'm saying to you is please wait for Powell to talk at least 20 to 25 minutes. Let all the major news anchors come out with all the information. Powell's going to mention the dot plot chart. He's going to show you all of that. I'll show you the dot plot, ladies and gentlemen, right now. Where's your dot plot? Wait there. Here's your dot plot chart. Here we go. This is where we are with the dot plot. Okay, 2025, that's where we are. Pretty much stuck in that range again, around that 4.5, 4.25, 4% region. Okay, so that's where we are with it all. Okay, he's going to talk about that. He's going to run his mouth. And then, of course, any of the participants that are going to be asking the questions, they're not going to say, they're probably going to be asking, how is tariffs going to impact everything? And quite frankly, the tariffs themselves are clearly showing that they're not causing a problem yet, but we've just had Japan and the Eurozone come into play with their tariffs. So we don't know fully the story, but I'm telling you, as long as the euro keeps going down, this is the key information for you. From a Forex perspective, the euro going down, and on top of that, quickly putting it into perspective, gold going down means that interest rates don't look like they're going to get cut, because when interest rates are cut, gold's price goes up inversely against that. Okay, so as long as you see, if you see gold's price marking up, there is expectation that they think interest rates are going to get cut. But it's been going down all week. Euro's been going down all week, and everything is going into dollars. And once everything is going into dollars, that means, you know, the tariffs are coming into play. The tariffs are already coming into play because dollars value is going up. And equally, the stock market will keep on going up from that. Okay, so just be very mindful of that, ladies and gentlemen. I've got nothing but love for you all. Love to everyone. I'm so sorry. And I will tune into you all tomorrow. All right? Take care of yourselves, gang. Mad love and respect, man. I've so fucked this up so bad. My bad, guys. Sorry.